and gentlemen, please rise. Kindly remove all hats to honor United States Marine Captain Donnie Barbary, United States Marine Captain Nicole Barbary, United States Marine Corps veteran Kenneth Penn, and joint organist Frank Pellico, and soloist Jim Cornelison for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose cross stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare no longer singing there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back to West Madison Street, where you take a look at the Ford goaltending matchup. And Antti Raanta, one of those 9 wins he picked up was against these LA Kings a couple of weeks ago. Gave up only 1 goal on 22 shots that night, and the only time he was beat was on a screen shot. So he played very well against the Kings in the Blackhawks 3-1 victory a few weeks back. And at the other end, a guy that Eddie told you a little bit about there, 23-year-old Martin Jones, who, as we mentioned, his only loss came in his last game, and that's the only time he's given up more than 2 goals against in any of his 9 career NHL appearances. The referee is led by that man, Don Van Massenhoven, along with Tom Kowal, the linesman, Scott Cherry, and Michel Cormier.
And this first period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
Chalmerson chipped it out to center ice, bouncing up high into the air. Sharp will throw it in. Regier gets back, pursued by Hossa. Now along the boards, King unable to advance. It needs a little help, and Kings will try to regroup. Finally, Dwight King able to get it out into Chicago territory. Here's Carter with a long shot that went off a stick. Kopitar dropped it back. Willie Mitchell's shot never got through. Blocked too Sharp. And Sharp had his stick lifted. A steal, Kopitar. Jay Kopitar, who's been a great player for the Kings for the last several years, but comes in here with a 3-game point streak. And now the Hawks able to send Oduya up the boards. He got checked, but Kane chipped it in there. Mitchell back. Now Justin Williams able to clear it to Brown. He looks to center one. Here's Mitchell up on the plate. Tried to go goal mouth, and Mike Richards was wide open. The pass was broken up. Nice play defensively. And that saved a headache for Raanta.
Good play there, Pat, by Duncan Keith, coming all the way over. And you're right, he had a wide open slam dunk to the glove side of Raanta.
Icing Chicago coming up here.
I'll take a look at that last chance for the LA Kings. There goes Willie Mitchell, defenseman. Look at that stick there by Duncan Keith, just leaning and taking away and shutting off another opportunity. I want everybody to keep an eye from our Xfinity telestrator. Watch how Nicholas Hjalmarsson comes over and shuts off this play here, Pat. He's able to do that because look at the red numbers coming all the way back. The Blackhawks do that, boy, Pat, I'm going to say at least 10 or 12 times a game where they shut off possible plays through the middle of the ice. But the only way they're able to do that is that, A, there's a trust factor, and B, is knowing that there's somebody back there that if they miss the puck, it's going to be an even situation moving the puck.
Chance here for the Kings. Their shot. Good save by Ransome with the left pad on Kopitar. Now it's cleared up the boards. Kings hold it in. Muzzin, a long shot, is blocked out in front of the net. Now hacked up the boards. Green pinch, but it's cleared the other way by Bollig, who was flexing his leg a little bit. Matt Green got a piece of Brandon Bollig and is having a little time to reorganize after the icing.
Now there's been a couple of big hits early in this game from our BMO Harris Bank Illustrator. There's Michael Roosevelt. Boy, a good hit there on Kyle Clifford, and you mentioned the collision for Bollig right after that.
Kopitar had a shot blocked. Now held in. Carter wrists it towards the net. It's handled by Runta, who gives no rebound.
Well, time now for our Hyundai What to Look For. And Pat, you made mention of this on our on camera. You got the best offensive team. You got the best defensive team. Something's definitely gotta give. As we can close out.
Written it down.
We can go to 2013. There's Michael Roosevelt. Remember the penalty, Pat, that he had for equipment violation the other night?
Yeah. Here's a long wrister handled by Raanta from Doughty.
Thank you, Auntie, for giving me a chance to finish that story. Well, Michael Roosevelt was warned, Pat, before that equipment violation. Now, I don't like that it was so late, but the referee decided to make that call. But I asked Michael Roosevelt the other day that had he gotten a warning, and that's what we had thought had happened. And most officials will give that opportunity. So it's not only jerseys tucked in, but also sleeves rolled up and different equipment violations. So definitely the right call made after being told to fix that sweater.
Hayes put it on the stick of Hossa. Looks to the middle, sharp heading there, but the pass or the shot was kicked aside. And now the Kings look to move away. Kopitar. Cleared it to Nolan, whose long shot was partially blocked. Kopitar tries from a bad angle, shot it wide. Held in Voinov, his wrister, never got through. Now it's Mitchell for the Kings. Could not get that pass away from Hjalmarsson. Mitchell tries again. Hjalmarsson in his way again, and there is support from Taves, who goes off the glass to bounce it out. Here comes Sharp chasing it down. He's got no help, trying to drop it back, but no help from anybody in red. Back comes Brown. Good stick there from Seabrook. And Saad rolled it out to Bickle. Ryan Bickle gets the line. But was stripped of it. Good play by Mitchell in his own end. And the Kings move the other way. Richards waiting for help, throws it in, hoping for Brown. Dustin Brown gets there. Seabrook right with him. And it's taken away to Bickle. He's hit hard. Big hit. Check by Green as Bickle cleared the puck. Now Williams dumps it in. And Eddie mentioned this in the first couple of shifts. A couple of big hits already. And when you're playing against the LA Kings, you know that's coming. That is a big part of the way they approach the game is physicality. Jake Muzzin put it up the boards. Toffoli couldn't pick it up. Held in Leddy to Kane. He goes rink wide. There's Roosevelt, who couldn't get it through. Versteeg, a wrister, deflected off his teammate Hanzus. And now for LA, they're looking to get it out of their own end. Green cleared it to a covered teammate. Stoll there to support, however. Jared Stoll.
Not a lot of room in the offensive zone right now for the Hawks. LA doing a really good job of taking away time and space.
Well, Eddie, we touched on this briefly. You mentioned that the Kings have lost their last two games. I mean, that's something they're not used to at all, as Leddy's wrister is handled by Jones. But, I mean, the Kings with two straight losses entering this game tonight. The last, it's only happened once before. It was in the first week of the season. So Daryl Sutter's team has only suffered 10 losses in regulation all year long. the last 4 points have gotten away from them. They're not happy.
Yeah, and it's shown in their physical play, Pat. You talked about the big hit. There's a good, hard hit there from Matt Green on Brian Bickle, and we've seen, 4 big-time collisions so far, and we're not even 5 minutes into this game. But LA is really pressuring and supporting all over the ice. There hasn't been a lot of one-on-one play, and that certainly plays into the favor of the Hawks, that one-on-one type of game. It's more 1 against 2 right now.
Tip and chase for Taves. He gets it to Sharp to the middle on his backhand. He shoots, and a save by Jones. Rebound back to Sharp. Put it in behind Hossa. Marian Hossa leaves it there. Mitchell first to arrive. Then he gave it right back to Hossa. Keith trying to find Hossa, whose stick was checked. And back comes Chris Clifford. Clifford in on Keith. He made a drop pass. Nolan back to Clifford in behind. He's checked and taken off the puck. Nice play, Seabrook. And the Hawks get it out. Hossa couldn't quite catch up with it, and that'll be an offside whistle.
Boy, you mentioned it, Pat. A real good hit there from Brent Seabrook on Kyle Clifford, who's gotten nailed twice now by Blackhawk defensemen. And there's a beautiful move from Patrick Sharp. Unfortunately, you see that puck on edge. Not able to get a lot on it, but does a great job of shoveling it towards Martin Jones. And again, Pat, you see Patrick Sharp going to school up on that Jumbotron, and next time you get an opportunity, just maybe getting a little bit of a different look, knowing a goaltender's tendencies.
Although you wonder what the scouting report on a guy like Jones. He's only played 10 games in the league.
Yeah, just from watching a lot of the LA games and seeing him play in his first NHL game against the Anaheim Ducks, the arch rival, ended up going into a shootout and was 10 for 10. I think it was 9 for 9, 10 for 10 in the shootout. Kings ended up winning, and Jones got his first NHL win. And he's not an overly aggressive goaltender, Pat. I think he relies a lot on his athleticism and staying deep in his net.
Jeff Carter leaves it in the corner. Kopitar hit by Hjalmarsson, who stripped him of it. And Nick Hjalmarsson moved it ahead to Brandon Boley. Hawks get it in for a change. Now Muzzin forced to turn by Kruger. Now the Kings get out. Brown handed it right to Keith, however.
Good stick there by Shaw in the middle of the ice.
And Muzzin got hit hard by Shaw. The puck picked up by Bickle. He races in with Saad. Bickle for Saad. Broken up the zone, and they score! Matt Green broke up the pass, and somehow Saad still found it. And Brandon Saad with 6 goals in his last 11 games. And the Hawks are out in front.
Well, what a release from Brandon Saad. There's that play from Andrew Shaw. Duncan Keith gets his puck into the middle of the ice. Another assist for Duncan Keith. As you mentioned, Pat, Green slowed it up. And I don't know if this rolls off Jones or not, but Brian Bickle gets the pass from Keith. Left-handed shot coming in. What a great recovery there from Brandon Saad. Watch how he goes to his knee right there after he shoots that puck. But a great recovery to be able to change in midstream and be able to reach back for that puck. But Keith gets the puck out in the neutral zone, and then the 2-on-1 from the red line in.
Saad finds Bickle here. He tried to make a move, could not beat the Chekhov-Voinov. And now Brown, the LA captain, will scoop it back into Chicago territory, but a hand pass bringing on a whistle with 12.5 remaining in the opening period. And the Hawks have the lead because Brandon Saad had a deflected pass he was able to locate and pump it to the back of the net.
Back to United Center up at press level. I'm Tracy Myers for CSN Chicago.com. The Blackhawks top line of Patrick Sharp, Jonathan Toews, and Marian Hossa has been stellar, and there's no doubt their production was key to the Blackhawks' great first half start. And in our Geico quote, Coach Joe Quenneville said, "We like the contribution we're getting, the way they complement one another." It's a good line right now. We're fortunate to have that mix, and it's been working. Happy New Year, Pat and Eddie. Back to you.
Thanks, Tracy. That might be the understatement of 013. It's been working pretty well. Has it ever? Take a look at our Kia drive to the net, which looks back at the 3 stars in the NHL for last week. And look who's number 1, the Red Hot. Patrick Sharp followed by Ryan Miller and James Neal, who also was lighting it up for the Pittsburgh Penguins. But the sharpshooter on, you know, we've seen this before. I mean, you've talked about it in the past, Eddie, and you know he's been in this city for a long time, and he's had several of these kind of runs where once it starts going in, it just keeps going in.
Well, there's no better feeling, Pat, because you know that you may have 3 players in between you and the puck, and I'm telling you, Pat, the puck's going to find you. Somehow it's going to go through somebody's legs, over somebody's stick. You're going to lift up the guy's stick, and then you're going to get it. That's just the way that it is. And for Patrick Sharp, getting into those high traffic areas, skating, becoming available, and when you play with guys like Toews and Hossa, you're going to get a lot more space on the ice. But Patrick Sharp certainly in one of those hot streaks right now.
Now Drew Doughty, who averages 26 minutes of ice time a game for the Kings, will be out there a lot. This one dumped in. Carter chasing, hacked it right through the blue paint, and then Hossa shot it the other way. Doughty able to find Carter. Let Carter bounce it over Kopitar's stick. Down it goes. Icing to be called.
Talked about the physical play in this game tonight, partner, and Andrew Shaw is not going to get an assist. I made mention, look at this hit. He eliminates the defenseman, Muzzin. Nobody filling in for the defenseman. Keith takes a hit to make a play, and then back the other way. Mike Richard just fans on that. He had that puck. It almost looked like it, Pat, where he tried to toe that puck instead of having the whole blade on the ice or shoveling it to the net. Tried to pull it away from Saad, but great presence of mind there and hand-eye coordination by Saad to stay with that puck and to be able to elevate that puck while the goaltender Jones was going down. So again, patience with the puck, hold on to it a second longer and let it go.
Here's Leddy taking a look, tried to slip it to Kane, and then finds Versteeg, who had his shot go off a leg to Seabrook. His pass broken up, and now Voynov tapped it to center ice. That was knocked away from Richards, and Eddie showed you that replay where Mike Richards really should have been able to sweep that deflected pass away, but he's in one of those droughts. He hasn't had a point in 7 games, and a team that certainly needs production from a guy like Mike Richards.
Yeah, that's just one of those there, Pat, where he was there, and again, I just think he just tried to get a little bit too cute. Good forecheck there from Saad on Voynov.
They have to go the other way, and Mitchell will backhand to the head. A good keep by Saad. And Shaw got there for Bickle. Looks, oh, he just missed Saad with a pass. And it winds up at center.
Boy, Andrew Shaw's had a terrific first 10 minutes of this game. He just had the big hit along the boards to force the turnover, kept the puck in, and he was instrumental on the lone goal of the game. Great start for 65 in red.
And even though his normal style of play hasn't really changed very much, icing here in Chicago, but the offensive side of things has sort of gotten away from Andrew Shaw. Just a 1 goal, no assist in his last 7 games, but 17 hits over that time. So he still is going to always be willing to bring that physical element. As we remind you to, as you enjoy it, Colwyn, Miller Time's coming up later. It'll be brought to you by Miller Lite.
Well, he's so instrumental, Pat, on the power play, Pat, of going hard to the net and doing all those little things that you need, and he certainly knows his role and the trust of Joe Quenneville and the staff.
Kings had their 4th line out there, so the Hawks change up quickly, and the Kruger line steps on for Quenneville. And Roosevelt, knocked right into Brian Engblom's box. He's off the ice. Roosevelt got hit and got put right into the TV box between the benches.
Yeah, Brian Engblom, the great analyst on the NBC Sports Network, doing this game nationally outside of Chicago, and not a lot of room in there either, partner. So Brian Engblom was a real good defenseman for many years. So
yes, he was.
And he was a left-handed D, so he had Rosie in there who's right-handed. So
here's a turnover to Richard, and he somehow missed the net. Did that deflect out of play? The officials indicating that it deflected up off the netting, so Colin Fraser had Michael Roosevelt lined up and put him right out of the rink. Welcome back where you take a look at the Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible in the Chicago offense that, as we told you, is average about 3.7 goals per game. Look at that. 4 of the top 13 scorers in the entire National Hockey League. And Duncan Keith, who came in with 38 points, has added an assist tonight. And as Eddie told you, he's up among... There's only 2 guys in the entire league have more assists than Blackhawks number 2. That is amazing.
Out of all the players in the entire National Hockey League.
He's got it ahead here, but put it behind Kruger, and it's going to be icing Chicago.
Pat, I want to go back to the last icing the Blackhawks had. You had tire players on the ice, so what do the Hawks do? They sent Brandon Saad in for the faceoff. He's purposely trying to get kicked out. Why? Buy some time. Probably buy an extra 6-7 seconds here with Andrew Shaw, who would have taken that faceoff. So a nice job there by Brandon Saad and Andrew Shaw. Again, that's having your head in the game. A little gamesmanship going on there, purposely trying to get kicked out to buy some time. And that 6 or 7 seconds, Pat, especially if you've been out there for 45, 50 seconds, that seems like an eternity when you can breathe a little bit more and get rested. Nice job.
Hossa pulled that one late in the game on the road within the last week or so. And
you better just hope the linesman doesn't drop the thing, especially.
Richards took a run at Seabrook and wound up on his wall. And here's a shot sent wide by the Kings. Now Voynov. And it taken away by Sharp. Well, that was somewhat. I'm sure we'll get another look at that. Brent Seabrook was in the near corner, and Mike Richards took a run at him. He had decent momentum, and Richards wound up on his backside, and Seabrook said, "You're doing what?"
That's the old Walter Payton, right, partner?
Oh, initiate.
Right? Yeah, right, yeah. Exactly. Somebody going to take a piece of you. Get to them before they get to you.
Now Hossa working the boards. But Carter came up with a puck and bounced it out to center. Then a glove got into the grill of Sharp, and we play on. Nolan was taken down. Kopitar in for Carter down low. Jeff Carter left it for Anze Kopitar. He got 3 Hawks around him, and puck cleared away. The Kings come in here 15 games over 500. I mean, they've had a terrific year. It's been done virtually all with great team defense. As, a rink wide from Stoll, nearly picked off. Now the race is on, and Green had to dive to knock it away from Versteeg. Now the Kings at Toffoli. Unable to advance it at center. I mean, mentioned the Kings are plus 15. They have been held, that's an offside play, they have been held to 2 goals or less in 21 games out of the 39 they played. How do you have not only a winning record, but a great record? So this is a very solid defensive team.
That's the way that they want to play. That's the way that Daryl Sutter is coaching this team, and they're not going to give you a whole heck of a lot. They have the experience and the confidence, Pat, that, because they've won before, and then there's something to that.
By the way, the guy that would have been their workhorse starter, Jonathan Quick, they say is getting very close.
Yeah.
It really sounds like both he and Corey Crawford are going to be participating in game action relatively soon for both teams. The puck jumping around at center, finally taken by Roosevelt. Leddy able to scoop it to center. Here comes Saad. Brandon Saad tipped it in behind. Dustin Williams going to shield it in the corner, and Kings able to maintain control. Mitchell Sends it right back to Williams, who carries it into the Hawk zone. Left it for Richards. He tees it up, fakes, then shoots it. A save made by Runta. Rebound back to Richards. Looking to center. Good stick from Seabrook, knocking down Brown. Here's Williams for Richards in deep. Looks to center. Picked off Saad. And he's able to send Keith ahead. Clearing it in. Konzus with a backhand shot. Jones blockers it aside. Then Keith tries. Jones with a blocker on him. Versteeg trying to get to the front. Could not against Regier. And the puck captured by Martin Jones. 5.5 to go in the first period. The Hawks with a 1-goal lead.
I'm going to go back to that play, Pat, you picked up on with Brent Seabrook. Left part of your screen. Here comes Mike Richards. Seabrooks moves it and knocks Richards right down. But again, presence of mind, knowing where everybody is on the ice. Great play by Seabrook. And great strength as well. And Pat, I would be disappointed if Brent Seabrook isn't a part again of Team Canada to come to the Olympics. He has played so well. And there's something for having been there in 2010 like Brent Seabrook was. 2-time Stanley Cup winner, gold medal winner, and how about those OT winners last year? Playoffs, right?
Well, and a regular partner of a guy who's bringing familiarity at that position certainly can be comforting. And you know as well as I do, the general manager of St. Louis Blues, Doug Armstrong, is here. He's part of the Team Canada selection committee. Right. So game takes on a little extra meaning for guys like he and Patrick Sharp for that reason tonight.
Some very, very difficult decisions on a lot of teams. Even more so for Team Canada. And speaking of the countries and playing, Pat, the World Juniors are going on right now. Big game tomorrow for the Team USA and Team Canada. And Team USA has a couple of Blackhawk draft picks and Chicago guys. Vinny Hinostroza plays at Notre Dame, and also Ryan Hartman, who playing in Plymouth in the Ontario Hockey League, and got some opportunity during training camp. So if people will get a chance to watch that game tomorrow morning on the NHL Network, see a couple of Chicago kids playing for their country in the World Juniors tomorrow against Canada.
Offside there.
Hinostroza playing at Notre Dame, played in the USHL for the Waterloo Blackhawks. He's had a really, really good season, and Notre Dame was banged up for a period of time. Pat, I talked to Mark Kelly, the great director of amateur scouting for the Blackhawks. Said he's had an outstanding season. There are a lot of people outside of the Blackhawk umbrella that really feel that he's got an opportunity to play in the National Hockey League real soon. So keep an eye on the two Chicago kids playing right now.
Love to hear that. As the Kings are able to dump it in. Leddy. This pass missing Taves. Icing coming up.
Well, 1 goal, 2 is the inside story. The 2013 Stanley Cup champion Blackhawks. A 240-page hardcover book chronicles the Blackhawks' dream season from the streak to the Stanley Cup to the banner raising. Plus, each book includes Blackhawks TV's championship DVD, 17 seconds. For more info, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com.
Now Sharp was checked. Jake Muzzin brings it around the boards. Here comes Drew Doughty, able to get away from Taves. Doughty gets the line. Oh, an offside. Boy, that was a good-looking rush developing from Drew Doughty, and an offside call on the Kings rush.
Pat, 2 defensemen on that rush.
Yeah.
Doughty was trying to pass the puck to Jake Muzzin. I mean, he had a chance to move it right now. But look at the stick of Patrick Sharp. Left part of your screen. Clearly, right call made by the official. And that puck must enter the zone, must cross the blue line before both skates of any attacking player gets inside that zone. So right call made on the ice. But I thought Doughty had a chance to move it right away, Pat. But on that replay, you saw the real good stick of Patrick Sharp. Maybe that's why Doughty didn't move the puck to Muzzin, because of the stick of Sharp gave him something to think about, and that slight hesitation broke that play up. So again, another play in the middle of the ice, this time by a Blackhawk forward, stops a possible good scoring chance there for the LA Kings.
Seabrook just braced for the contact from Brown, who again got the worst of it, and back comes Keith. Duncan Keith's pass went off a leg. Dustin Brown just scraped himself up off the deck, cleared it into Richards. And Seabrook jammed that play up, and that go right out of play. It did. A penalty, it looks like.
I thought it
Oh, no, it was deflected. Yeah. I'm sorry. You know, referee Van Massenhoven pointed to the box, but linesman Scott Cherry, I think you might have seen him indicate that was a deflected puck.
Yeah, I think
so
he was.
No harm done.
I think he was looking for a little help too there, Pat. I think he was looking around and watched the stick right there of Justin Williams at the last second. Tips this puck over, and again, if nobody touches that puck and a Blackhawk player shoots that puck from his own side of the blue line, the defensive zone, without going off of an opponent, it would be delay a game, the dreaded dog penalty.
That one's out of play as well, so a bunch of whistles here as we get down to 3 minutes left in the first.
Oh, a bunch of whistles allows us to do a little business, partner. Well, tomorrow, it's the Bulls because we got no more Bears. We got Bulls. We got Bulls. They wrap up 2013 at the United Center. They get the Toronto Raptors in town. Coverage begins at 6:30 with McDonald's Bulls pregame live. Bulls Raptors. Neil Stacy and Neil. Right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Oh, and a penalty coming up here as the Regeer got tangled with Versteeg. Chris Versteeg's going to get a penalty. And the Kings with the goalie out get the sixth attacker on. Nolan gets in, and that play jammed up. So the whistle sounds of the first power play of the game for L.A.
There's Chris Versteeg. Does a good job there, Pat, with the stick on the ice, but then he lifts it up and it gets corkscrewed in. And there you see Robin Regeer. He pinches that stick into the side. But Versteeg did everything right initially, Pat, and then he lifted up his stick, got caught around the hands. Regeer, the veteran, felt it, pitched it in the side, draws the penalty.
The LA power play just one goal their last 6 games. They've only generated 12 power plays their last 6 games. They're one out of those dozen. We'll line up for another draw as the puck got underneath a couple of fallen bodies. Hawks PK 11 goals against in their last 14 games. That's 11 out of 51. Face-off win here by Carter. Going off to Kopitar. Now Richards takes a look. Center one. Carter quick shot. Hits some traffic out in front. And then it bounced up. Did that get the netting as well? It might have. And again, a stoppage.
Failure to win a face-off there, Pat, creates a chance for the LA Kings, just like on the game-tying goal the other night in St. Louis. The Hawks not able to win a face-off. Blues keep the puck in, and then Berglund gets a lucky bounce off the skate of Duncan Keith and finds his way over the goal line. Face-off, such an important part when you're on a penalty kill, especially when you're struggling on a penalty kill like the Hawks have for a lot of this season.
And Kruger, who had been really good at the dot most of the year, he's off the ice. Taves and Hossa come on after 16 seconds. Here's another control face-off by the Kings. It came loose in front. Hossa gets to it and couldn't get it out. Hjalmarsson fouled up. He couldn't clear it either. Now it's taken by Kopitar. Carter checked by Hossa. And a board battle. Now it jammed loose. Carter right to the goal. Good stick by Taves to really tie up Carter. He couldn't make the move or execute the shot that he wanted because of some great back pressure from the captain.
Had 3 failed clears by the Hawks there. Hossa twice, Hjalmarsson the other one. What a pass along those boards from Mike Richards. I know he's struggling offensively, Pat, but Mike Richards, the puck's finding him in the offensive zone right now. Great pressure there from Jonathan Taves to really give Jeff Carter, who's one of the pure goal scorers in the league, something to think about. The leaning on him, the stick on him, forcing the puck to roll a little bit. Big save there from Ranta.
The clearing attempt held in by the Kings, and now Williams came off the boards with tried to slip it in front. Good skate by Seabrook, got in the way. Now it's jammed loose, chased down by Kruger, who's barely able to dribble it out. 45 for the LA man advantage. Here's Stoll. It'll be dumped in by Muzzin for Williams. Dan loose to Foley, centered. Here's a quick shot. Muzzin, good stick out in front of shot blocked by Ben Smith. That was going to be a good scoring chance, but for Smith's defensive work.
Boy, what a job there from Ben Smith. A timing play. Great play by the LA Kings. They shoot the puck in. Quick little play from Williams to Toffoli. And there you see Ben Smith selling out. That's the way you do it. You just never know, Pat. You get something on it. Might be a glove, might be a stick. Ends up being a shin pad of Ben Smith. That's a huge play with a quality scoring chance.
Another Kopitar face-off win here. And a pass. Good skate there from Smith. Got in the passing lane. We get to the final minute of period 1. Doughty looking to pick up a little speed. Gets the line. Now, good stick from Chalmerson. Knocked it away to Kruger. And back goes Muzzin. And that will finish the Chicago penalty. Now, both teams are at full strength. Trevor Lewis doesn't have a goal yet this year. Wants his first, but missed the net by a couple of feet. And Kane couldn't advance it. Now does. Here comes Taves to Kane. Patrick Kane looks to the middle. Got it to Sharp. His shot. Blocked it away.
Boy, there was some room there, Pat, on the short side. Our vantage point perfectly to be able to see. There was some room there on the short side on Jones. Good idea there from Sharp.
Back check here by Taves. Looks ahead to Sharp. Patrick Sharp gets in his shot, deflected wide, and Jones will cover it as the period comes to an end.
Pat, I want to go back. Our Xfinity telestrator. I want to isolate here Ben Smith. He recognizes where the LA Kings are. And watch the quick little move he makes on Jeff Carter. Watch it. This breaks up everything. Stop, attack. Now he knows he's got no options. The only option is to go down the boards. And Carter tried to be fancy, go between the legs, goes off the skate of Ben Smith. 2 gigantic plays by Smith while the Blackhawks were shorthanded.
Each team with 6 shots on goal credited. The only one that went in a very physical first period. Bodies flying all over the place. Brandon Saad got his 14th of the year for the only tally.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Hyundai. Make the holidays shine even brighter. Now during Hyundai holidays. BMO Harris Bank. Get the official BMO Harris Blackhawks debit MasterCard at BMOHarris.com/fancard. Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com. Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach. And by Kia. Visit mykiachicago.com to learn why Kia is one of the fastest growing car brands in America.
Well, Blackhawk fans, remember bring your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card to all Blackhawk. Hey, well, how are you doing, kids? Happy New Year. All right. You can bring your Blue Cross and Blue Shield card to all Hawk home games and chance to be part of Blue Cross Upgrade Experience. Carry the card that gives you good benefits wherever you are. Blue Cross, through it all.
Welcome back to the United Center, where the Hawks will take a 1-goal lead into period 2. We'll take a look back at this day in Blackhawks history. In 1987, there's the legendary Troy Murray, Eddie's old centerman, scoring on a penalty shot in the old Chicago Stadium. He scored on December 30th, 1987. The Blackhawks never scored a penalty shot goal again until 2011 when Marian Hossa did. It took 22 more shooters to finally cash. And there's our old buddy, number 19, who scored in the old stadium. Yeah. Centerman for your Clydesdale line back in the day. Well, he was also part of a little skate this afternoon out here at the United Center. They've been playing. They played this. There's Troy. But Kevin Magnuson played in the game. The wonderful. By the way, I'd like to apologize for Cliff Coral. I don't know why they gave me number 20. I'm sorry that I embarrassed the number, but great time out there today. They've done this the last couple of years. Lawyers against the legends. So Troy Murray played, Reggie Kerr, Grant Mulvey, Kevin Magnuson, C.J. Coral played, and really a lot of fun for Some local lawyers who got to play against some so-called Chicago legends. They must have been short. I don't know why I was on the team.
Love that backhand move there, though. And I know that puck went into the net because we cut off the video right after you took that backhand shot. And the second period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers.
I know because I listened to you. You got to lift your hands to the crossbar when you're trying to roof one.
Well, speaking of that great play, our Xfinity telestrator, he is. Foley. Now, remember, partner, you got to think about elevation with your head up. Watch your bottom hand. That will dictate everything. Now, you picked up, you gave a little peek, but you just didn't open up that blade, partner. So, you know what? Going into 2014, we're going to work on the road. We're going to work on that backhand, getting elevation under the crossbar. And that was not in real speed, by the way. That was in super slow-mo.
Oh, yes. Well, one thing we know, Patrick Kane hasn't learned anything from me about the backhand. You keep those crayons in your pocket, will you? Right. Here's the Seabrook settling down a bouncer to get it out to center. And it's carried on. Bowling along for a shot, missed the net. Rebound, Smith had to jump loose. And Brown couldn't clear it, but gets help from Williams. And here comes Richards. A long one soaked up by Runta.
Hey, Pat, I got a quick shout out to a couple big Blackhawk fans in attendance tonight. Rich and Jenny Sotsky. For a Blackhawk win in 2013.
All right, the Stoll line on for Daryl Sutter, so Joe Quenneville sends out the Hanzus group against them. Stoll pulled the draw back. So Foley put it to Regier. He couldn't get it all the way to the net. And here comes Versteeg. Hanzus gains the line to Kane. Looking to center. It just jumped through the blue paint. Versteeg couldn't quite tuck it around the post. And now Kane works his way to the deep slot. Dropped it to Leddy, who had to tap it forward. Versteeg, or Roosevelt. Now to Versteeg. Doughty's with him, but Versteeg able to hold the puck. Then Doughty took him down. Penalty LA. And almost surprising, Eddie, that the Kings have not been shorthanded until now tonight. There's only two teams in the league have been shorthanded more than LA has coming into the game.
Real good shift here, Pat, for this line. Got Leddy and Roosevelt being active. You got Hanzus, you got Versteeg, and of course Patrick Kane. Good puck protection. And there you see Hanzus with a little high five and then a little low five by Versteeg. After the good effort there on puck protection below the goal line. And look, you can have good shifts without scoring. And I think you just saw that acknowledgement between Hanzus and Versteeg. Great pickup by our crew here at the United Center. And you generate an opportunity, generate some time and space, and generate puck possession, and you draw a penalty. So a real good shift for those three guys. And they're not on a power play, and Kane's out there right now.
We're talking about the LA penalty taking. Again, this is their 154th time short this season. Only two teams have been short more than that. Sharp New moves in with a long shot. Oh, good. Might have hit the goalpost as it got beyond the blocker of Jones. Here's the centering pass, not reaching Taves. Kane's got it. Back to Keith. To Kane. Patrick Kane. Oh, got check, put it into the deep spot, then a long shot. Raised the side of the net from Keith, who chased it down. Duncan Keith flipped it forward. It's knocked back to Kane, to Sharp. He whiffed on a shot attempt. Kopitar got it out. The LA Kings have been shorthanded at least 4 times in 9 of their last 14 games. I mean, they really have been unhappy with the number of times they've taken penalties. They took one of the offensive zone in their last game in Nashville that really hurt them and cost a goal against it. Wound up being a game they lost in the last minute.
Real physical team, and when you play like that, you're going to take some penalties, that's for sure.
Now Leddy into the corner. Hossa let it roll loose. Leddy kept it in. Regeer getting back. He got taken down by Versteeg, who tries to steal. He hit the deck as well. And finally stole for the Kings. Had it, failed to get it out. Here's the pass from Hossa. Off a skate before getting to the side. Ran inside to Hossa. He walks in, shooting and a save. Jones rebound. He made a second save on Hossa, who fouled it up. Then it's shot out of play. Penalty LA. And they're going to be 2 men short for 14 seconds.
Pat, the Hawks are going to get this opportunity because of the failed clear by Jarrett Stoll. Watch this. He doesn't get this puck by Brent Seabrook. Keeps the puck alive, keeps the play inside the zone, and the Hawks now get an opportunity on a 5-on-3, as you mentioned, for 14 seconds. Great keep in there by Brent Seabrook, and a couple of good chances there for Marian Hossa.
We'll talk about important faceoffs. Here's one. If the Hawks can get control here, they can set up with a 2-man advantage. If the Kings win it and clear it, they'll get their first penalized player back on the ice. Kopitar against Taves for this one. Taves won it. Hossa's got it to Keith. Now Kane. Taves is Sharp is back door. Here's Hossa with a one-timer. Jones the save. Rebound. Hacked at it. Jones made a second save, this time on Kane.
Boy, good movement by the Hawks, not forcing anything. Keith to Hossa, the shot, rebound. And Willie Mitchell does not allow Patrick Kane to get a lot on this, Pat. Kane trying to get that shot, but it was between his skates, and boy, hitting that puck, well, it's bouncing like that. Well, here's a huge play here, Pat. Kopitar gets kicked out, and you got Green taking the face-off.
But now the penalty, first penalty over. Keith is checked, and Green able to get rid of it.
Not very often you see a forward or a centerman get kicked out on a 5-on-3 when you're shorthanded like that, and have a defenseman come in and take that draw.
Here's Kane getting the line, looking to center, but his man in front, Taves, was well covered. Kane gets it back, but is checked, and Richards got it the length. 70 seconds for the Chicago power play. Bad pass by Kane is picked off, and Hawks will need to regroup.
Hawks only have 4 players on the ice right now, Pat. They only have 4 players. Now
they finally figured out who's up, and 45 for the power play. Hossa gets the line. Stripped of it by Green nicely.
If I see that, I'm jumping over.
Well, Rinkwide was behind a couple of teammates, so that this power play get nothing done.
Yeah,
it's time for one more rush.
Yeah, that entry.
Hossa chipped it in. Versteeg well covered, and it's taken by, Hossa missed it with the referee sort of in the way. And that's going to finish this Chicago power play that, if it did anything, create a little momentum for the visitors. Here's Versteeg getting in to Kane. Kane going across to Oduya, missed him. And also the Hawks, the passing in this man advantage was really poor. Both teams are at full strength. Chalmerson. Now it's turned over. Brown dropped it back. Here's Voynov. Oh, he ripped a hard drive just wide. Kane rolled ahead, but gave it right to Muzzin. Manzu skated right by him. The Kings keep it in. There's Brown down low. He's checked by Oduya. Then Bickle got turned around on the board. Here's Chalmerson. Able to backhand it the other way. Going to go all the way down for icing. And so a really poor power play has turned the momentum in LA's favor the last little bit.
And probably the best play of that power play, Pat, was the play by Duncan Keith, and it even got a rise out of the crowd here. Look at this pass here. Duncan Keith spins around, throws his puck up to Patrick Kane. You talk about confidence. What a play by Duncan Keith there. And there's assistant coach Mike Kitchen in the ear of Duncan Keith. Sure, talking about the power play, I would assume. But then again, I should just say he's probably talking to him.
Hawks changing on the dump in, and here comes Kruger to the corner. Checked by Doughty. And it's jammed back the other way. Cobb and Regier finds Doughty. He moved it ahead. Now Regier looks towards Clifford. He tapped it in. Back goes Leddy. Leddy tried to clear it. Did get out. Kruger for Smith. And Smith to Marcus Kruger in the corner. Well covered there. It's going to be held in Leddy. Now taken by Kruger. He got turned around, and Roosevelt is down in the corner. Or Abolik, sorry, was. Picked up by Green for LA. Made a good pass, and now the Kings will waltz out. Mitchell to Clifford, and it goes. Seabrook with his pass deflect. Foley couldn't corral it, then Keith did. And Seabrook steps in. He looks to center. That was the deflected pass.
Buck's got to get to the net there. Oh, Seabrook trying to make a pass there, Pat, but in that situation, you're just better off to fire it towards the net.
And now Saad peels off. Saad trying to squeeze to the middle, and a lot of traffic. They're going to be penalty coming up against the Hawks. Too many men on the ice, it looks like. There was a big scurry to the bench. Two guys went to the bench. They still have four out there. That doesn't work very well. And the infraction noticed by the officials. Hawks will be shorthanded when we come back.
And our Xfinity telestrator, the Hawks with one too many, and it wasn't even close, Pat. And the Hawks, I think, yelling from the bench, actually had three defensemen on the ice there, Pat. So to me, of looking at that situation, you had Keith, you had Hjalmarsson, and you had Oduya, and there you see Joe Quenneville talking to Mike Kitchen, and I'm sure I could tell you what that's about. But
only two defensemen at a time.
Yeah,
please. Right,
exactly. One too many, and an opportunity here for the LA Kings after a strong penalty kill themselves.
Well, the stick of Handzus got tangled up along the boards. He failed to get it out, so the Kings look to set up. Kopitar. Now it's dropped back to Voynov. He's checked, taken away by Keith, but he couldn't get a bouncer to settle down. Made a good backhand pass, and there's Handzus with the opening.
Passing such an important part of the game, and an errant pass by the Kings. They looked like they had time to set up and make a play, but one errant pass, and Hawks are able to clear after a great pass from Duncan Keith to Handzus.
Now a steal by Taves. The race is on. He's trying to get in there short-handed. Taves to the goal, to the backhand, and it just escaped him as he tried to deep. And now the Kings start back. Kopitar was checked. Oduya had it, but unable to make a play, and Carter spins it back to Muzzin. Jake Muzzin gave it to Jeff Carter, whose shot is blocked by Seabrook. It gets out. Well, the Kings dump it in. Oduya looks towards Kruger. He's able to bounce it away from Stoll and out. They dump it right back. And a good stick by Oduya. Tip that up in the air. It gets out with half a minute of power play time for LA. Hawks changing quickly. And the Kings Williams a spin around. Cleared it to Muzzin. Now they work along the wall. One by Saad. He sends it the other way. So a real good Los Angeles penalty kill is answered by a very solid Chicago PK right here. And The momentum that had gone the Kings' way. Let's see if the Hawks can get something generated after a good kill.
Real good job. Good support, good clears.
To Foley in front to Williams. Good save by Runta. Dustin Williams had a real good chance between the rings. And Runta with a fine stop. Taves to the other end. Has a man with him. There's Bollig just out of the box. His stick check. Nice play defensively by Colin Fraser. The ex-Blackhawk saved a headache for his goaltender with a good back check. Now at the other end, here comes Sharp. And Rush got gummed up and Leddy retrieves. Patrick Kane to Nick Leddy. He gets the line looking to Shaw but missed him with a pass. He tried to throw in front. Doughty in the way of that. Kane got knocked down by Doughty. Puck bounced loose to Clifford. Kyle Clifford turned it over at center. Here's Bickle to Kane. Bickle to the net. Kane walks to the middle. Wade shoots. And it might have been blocked out in front. Rebound taken by the Kings, and Nolan hoisting it the other way was short of center when he did. Icing to be called.
Oh, a terrible giveaway by Kyle Clifford and the LA Kings through the middle of the ice and create that chance for Patrick Kane. Good job there from Brian Bickle. Maybe a little interference on Robin Regeer. Ronta with a real good stop here off of Justin Williams. Left pad save. And how about the chance for Jonathan Toews shorthanded. Boyanoff, Doughty pressuring him, but Johnny just loses his puck. Pat just loses it at the last second. I don't think that Boyanoff ever got a piece of Toews at all. Just kind of broke his momentum a little bit there with the back pressure. A couple of opportunities for Toews as of late. Pat, in overtime should have been a penalty shot. A penalty for sure in the St. Louis overtime game, and there a good opportunity for Johnny while short-handed.
Long Brister is handled by the glove of Runta. And we reached the halfway point of this game with the Hawks up 1.
Well, the boy in red is Noble Jestream and his dad Randy in the green. Blackhawks CEO and team president John McDonough and executive VP Jay Blunk. They met them in Washington, Illinois last month during the Blackhawks charity-sponsored luncheon for those affected by those devastating tornadoes downstate. John and Jay invited Noble and his dad out to the morning skate today and then had an opportunity to skate on the ice. Now they are taking in the game tonight, and another great gesture by John McDonough and Jay Blunk and the entire Blackhawk family.
I remember him talking about that day, and talking about meeting this young man.
Right.
And
right at the presser, right? At the press conference? Yeah. Well, congratulations, and another great gesture by the Blackhawks, and hopefully Noble and his dad, Randy, are enjoying the game here tonight.
Ronta, that was nearly did not come out of the restricted area, but no harm done. And a big check by Oduya, able to straighten up Nolan. Into the corner it goes. Kopitar lost possession, and Oduya's pass off the mark, held in green, a long shot. That didn't miss by much. Shipped into the corner, Kopitar. And Ben Smith got tangled on the boards. Finally picked up by Oduya. Bollig will get it in head for change.
Errant pass there from Johnny Oduya created that chance for Matt Green. Such an important part. And emphasize to coaches and all you young hockey players out there, practice passing.
Chance here for the Kings. They split up the middle, and Ronta makes the save. This is going to be a penalty shot. Dustin Brown just flying up the ice. And got right to the goal. Ronta made the save, but now he's going to face Brown again in a one-on-one.
Boy, what a quick exit by the LA Kings. Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook outside the dots from our captain Morgan Robocam, and there you see the impediment of Dustin Brown in Rule 57.4, taking away a scoring chance. A quality scoring chance at Dustin Brown. He's more of a shooter than a deker, Pat.
He's only had one conversion in 3 penalty shot attempts. Here he is. Runta slams the door.
Comes straight in. Tries to go between the... Try to go over the right pad and under the blocker of Antti Raanta. There's a great look and a good stop there from Raanta.
And now they work along the boards, and Hawks able to get it out of there. Here comes Kane. Patrick Kane dropped it into the middle. Keith was well covered. Kane looks to center. That pass deflecting to Brown. He put it ahead to Richards. A long clip shot handled easily by Antti Raanta.
Well, the Blackhawks are giving you a chance to own a authentic Blackhawks championship ring. Blackhawks Charities has launched an online raffle for a chance to win an authentic Chicago Blackhawks championship ring engraved with the winner's name. Raffle tickets can be purchased for $2 each through Friday, March the 21st, 2014. Visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for more information.
Letty goes up the boards. Bickle did get that out, and this will be an offside play. Brandon Saad has the game's only goal tonight, which came about 7 minutes in. And, you know, scoring is one of those games of scoring chances. You can see how well schooled the Kings are defensively. Scoring chance hard to come by for the most part tonight. Here's a centering attempt by Stoll. It's kicked away by Raanta.
Yeah, they're big and they take up a lot of space, and they're not, the strength of their team is not offense. They want to play. I'll say they don't want to play a fast game, Pat, but I mean, they don't want to trade chances type of game. They know how to play, and Chip and Chase play zone to zone, so go from the D zone, the defensive zone, the neutral zone to the offensive zone, and they're very comfortable in playing these type of games.
Bickle hit hard by Muzzin.
What a rough shift there for Bickle. He got hit by Green on one side, got hit by Muzzin on the other. That was Brian Bickle just stay right in the middle of the ice.
Well, he's there now. Now he heads back towards the wall, but had it knocked away to Toffoli. Oh, and he's going to get a chance for a payback, and he got as much of Shaw as he did of Toffoli. And the Kings short of center when they chip that in. That's going to be icing L.A.
Good job by the Hawks there to shut off Matt Green to force him to ice that puck. But a big hit. Left side, there's Shaw, there's Bickle. Toffoli just kind of finds himself out of that, but he got shaken up. It took him a while to get back to that bench, but Andrew Shaw coming on the left, Bickle on the right. And when you're in that situation, if you're Tyler Toffoli, Pat, more times than not, you only see the one guy coming. No worse feeling there after the fact, obviously, is that when you know one guy's coming and all of a sudden that other guy comes from the blind side, well, that's where you kind of really get jolted or shaken up. Is on that situation when you don't realize the guy's coming. Because more times than not, you're going to understand where the pressure and where the check is coming from.
All right, so Kopitar and Toews for this draw. Anze Kopitar comes in here with a 3-game point streak for the Kings. Jake Muzzin looking for help from Carter. It doesn't get out. Green will go the other way. Sharp will arrive first. Patrick Sharp in behind for Toews. Helped by Hossa. Now Sharp's one-timer pad save made by Jones, and Kings are able to get it out.
Good push here by the Hawks. Now Muzzin's still out here, Pat. He's out of gas. Now he's finally working himself over to the bench. Almost too many men there for L.A.
That was very close. Here comes Toews to Hossa. Then Kopitar got there and bounced it back the other way. Keith will have to play it. 4 minutes to go in the second period. 1-0 in favor of the Hawks, who will be guilty of icing here. Well, Anze Kopitar he's a great two-way player, and he's the leading point producer for the LA Kings. I mean, he comes in here with 33 points. That leads LA. If he played on the Hawks, he'd be 6th. in scoring. So just to point out how well this team has to play defensively, because offensively they are not as productive as many.
Yeah, and if the style of play, Pat, if again, play on a more wide open team or a team that did want to play that faster trade chances type of game. I mean, Anze Kopitar is one of the elite players in the entire league. I mean, he'd have 44, 45 points right now.
Wrist shot handled by Jones. And he's going to hang on with 3.5 to go in the second period. Only one goal on the board. It belongs to the home team. Applications are now being accepted for the 2014 Eddie Olczyk Award. And the Eddie Olczyk Award will provide financial assistance to Illinois youth hockey players, teams, or organizations who otherwise may not have the opportunity to play. Letters of inquiry are due by Friday, January 10th. To apply, check out ChicagoBlackhawks.com/youth hockey. That's Y-O-U-T-H, not Y-U-T.
Hey, Pat, and a shout-out and congratulations to one of our former counselors and Chicago native, Connor Allen, who played his first National Hockey League game last night for the New York Rangers, represented by Kevin Magnuson. You mentioned Kevin a little bit earlier, so congratulations to Connor. Played extremely well in his first National Hockey League game. Played his college hockey at UMass Amherst, and looking forward. Hopefully he's still around with the team in, like 10 days or so when the Rangers come to town. So congratulations to him. And a couple of Chicago boys on the Rangers there on the back end. Johnny Moore and now Connor Allen. So congratulations. And I always like to see those Chicago kids doing really well. And one of our former counselors at the Blackhawk youth hockey camps.
Oh, that's awesome. Happy for him. And you've been through it. I mean, that's a night he'll never forget, right?
Absolutely.
And I did not see the game. You were telling me that he played a lot. Here come the Kings with a good chance. Here's a shot. Rolling up high as it was rolling on Stoll, who let it go.
And the puck was on edge a little bit and airmailed it up and over. Antti Raanta, what a quick developing play through the middle of the ice. It seemed like Raanta wanted this one to go right off his head here, Pat. You see this at the last second. Yeah, you see him tilt his head a little bit. He just tried to say, you know what? Can't get it with my glove or my shoulder. I'm just going to get my mask on it, but he airmailed it. Watch the reaction from Raanta. He just kind of leans his head over, trying to get a piece of it with his mask.
I mean, yes, these guys are wonderfully protected, but you still don't see many goalies make that move where you're looking to get hit in the head. Here's Sharp to the other end shooting, and a save by Jones, who gave no rebound with Hossa looking.
Yeah, Sharp not happy with that shot. You could see the reaction from Patrick Sharp below the goal line. He kind of takes his stick and smashes it into his shin pads, almost like a baseball player, Pat, that takes his bat and hits his cleats extra hard right in the middle, right in the midsection, right in the labanza of there you see the reaction of Patrick Sharp of Martin Jones. I think what he would like to do is shoot that puck low.
He wants that off the pad.
Little bit lower. Force that goaltender to at least give himself a chance to get a rebound.
Here's Carter racing ahead. Hjalmarsson with a cut across. Nick Hjalmarsson, that was going to be a 2-on-1 for the Kings. That was a tough shot to save by Raanta. He's able to hang on. They wound up with a good chance from Kopitar. It could have been a great chance for King. But the initial play from Hjalmarsson with a quick cut across really helped out.
Well, Carter got a step on Johnny Oduya, and Hjalmarsson recognized, you know what, I got to come all the way over. And look at that stick. Oh, that's the way you do it. All you young hockey players out there, lead with your stick. Get your stick on the ice. Yes, they get a chance after that, but if you look to the right side of the screen, there's an opportunity.
Raanta made a good save after an LA faceoff win, and puck finally gets out. Kruger to the other end.
Puck's got to get in deep there. Can't pull up right inside the blue line. 5 feet. That puck's got to get in deep late in the period. Already turned a couple of pucks over there, Pat, and the Kings have come back. Nothing to show for it, but that puck's got to get in. Just like that play.
Bowling from the corner. Only it's taken away and the Kings clear. Minute and a half remaining in period 2. And a couple of real good scoring chances for the Kings here in the last couple of shifts. Shaw bumped off the puck by Voynov. Now Now it's Mitchell. Clearing it ahead, Brown. Weston Brown fights his way in deep. And hit hard by Shaw, but he held the puck, Brown did. And the Kings get it back to Mitchell. He'll try a long shot, missing the net. Rebound to Bickle. Chipped it ahead. There goes Saad. The race is on. No icing here because Saad's work. Now Saad looking for a little help. Finally, the pass was picked off by Richard.
The right idea. Just fanned on it. Great hustle by Saad.
Voinov leads the Kings out. Half minute left in the period. Brown going to work his way into the zone. Brown now triggers. And a blocker save made by Runta. Rebound held in. Richards bounced it ahead. It goes right to Keith. He'll put it on the stick of Kane. Still a dozen to go. Long pass for Versteeg. Jumped off his blade. To Doughty. Then Regier. The puck cleared to center ice. Lewis's pass jammed away from Doughty. That's going to finish the second period. The LA Kings had a pretty good period, and it started with a terrific PK right away. That helped them on their way to 15 shots on goal. The Chicago Blackhawks had 11 shots. It's 21-17 favoring LA through two. In a game that's been very physical throughout, and Antti Raanta called on a lot in the second period, and he answered the bell every time.
Blackhawks hockey on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Do you believe in the power of possibility? The Illinois Lottery. Anything's possible. And by Toyota. Elevate your style with the 2014 Toyota Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful downtown Chicago, where the Blackhawks will take a one-goal lead into the third period. We get a chance to talk to assistant coach Mike Kitchen. It feels like sort of a playoff game from up here. How does it feel there? And the one thing you're sure about the first two periods, if you're around the puck, you better have your head up. Somebody's going to take a piece of you.
Yeah, that started out right at the beginning of the game. You know, there was some good solid checks there right off the bat. And one thing about it gets you right in the game early. And there's not a lot of room out in the ice, especially that neutral zone. So we're trying to tell our players we got to get it in behind their D and create some space. And you see that's what LA was doing. They made those long passes, and they drew a penalty shot, actually. They got our D were too far apart, and they're looking for those long passes, trying to create space up through the neutral zone.
Hey, Kitch, can you just talk about, and not necessarily talking about schemes, but when in the offensive zone, when there's not a lot of room, the importance of the players without the puck to maybe get more two-on-ones than one-on-one play in the offensive zone?
Well, that's what we were saying on the bench here. We got the players that don't have the puck. They got to find ice. They got and our D have to be off the point. A couple times Roosevelt's come in off the point. It's gone down to the half boards, and he's jumped by his check, and he didn't get a return pass at the top of the circles. But that's one area that we're trying to stress all the time. Look to outnumber them down in those low areas. Look to have interchange and switches back and forth where you could block out the defensive player coming after you.
All right, kids, appreciate a couple minutes. Hey, make it an early Happy New Year, will you?
Absolutely, guys. Thanks a lot.
Kitch, thank you. And this third period of Blackhawk hockey is brought to you by Chevy and Chevy Drives Chicago.com.
This should be icing LA, and is.
Hey, Pat, I want to go back. You asked me the question about the youngster Connor Allen, who played his first NHL game with the New York Rangers last night. He did play a lot. And the Rangers went down to like 4 defensemen for a good chunk of that game, and he got a good opportunity to play with Dan Girardi, who's a pretty good defenseman. So welcome to the National Hockey League, playing in the top 4 and playing almost 18 and a half minutes, I believe.
Awesome. Good for him. All right, now the King. Kopitar gets in there. Kopitar for Carter, looks in front. It just missed King, and back comes Hossa. Marian Hossa with lots of skating room. That will expire when he gets to the zone, and the Sharps pass deflecting up high. Nearly picked up by Kopitar.
But that play was offside, but play continued. Always wanted to be a referee.
Doughty. I thought you wanted people to like you. All right, here comes Toews to the other end. He'll drop to Sharp, back to Toews. The pass was a bad one. And now Toews ran into some officiating traffic on the boards, and the Kings get it out.
I think Patrick Sharp was completely surprised, Pat, at how much time he had on that play, because all he had to do was walk right to the middle of the ice and fire it, because that's what he's been doing the last 10 games, where anytime he gets it, just shoot the puck.
Here's a shot kicked aside by Ranta, and then Versteeg able to work the other way. Voinov getting back. It's going to be held in by Roosevelt. A long wrist shot, and a good save through a Versteeg screen made by Jones. And the Kings fire it the other way, going to be icing.
We're going to go back and take a look at that chance for the Blackhawks from our Xfinity telestrator. There's Jonathan Toews to Patrick Sharp. Stop it right here. Look at all this space right here for Patrick Sharp. He's got options, right? Look on the right, look on the left. Sharpie, just take it and let it go. He tries to give the pass back to Jonathan Toews, unfortunately in behind, and Hawks miss an opportunity on a 3-on-2, and there aren't a lot of those situations that are happening here tonight. A great look by our terrific crew again here at the United Center.
We love doing games here in large part because the program production guys are so outstanding, and then our normal experts in the truck, Mike Leary and Dave Turner and Dave Ross, they add so much to what happens on these games. We hope you enjoy at home, and such a pleasure to bring it to you here from West Madison Street, because it wasn't that long ago that games like this were still in the dark. But Rocky Wirtz changed that as a priority when he took things over. Right now, Shaw and Stoll ready. Green goes up the boards, handed it right to Bickle, whose shot is kicked aside easily, and then Lewis rolled it to center.
Another good play by Andrew Shaw, Pat, in the middle of the ice, where he's had an outstanding game. He'd be one of my stars of the game for sure.
Bickle gets help there from Shaw. His backhander kicked aside by Jones, and Muzzin tipped it up the boards to Foley. Did not get it out. Green has to go back. And Trevor Lewis dumped it. The Kings will change. Nick Leddy been a +3 in his last 5 games. And forced to dump this one in. Regier is pressured by Smith. Now a steal by Kruger. Couldn't get it out in front. It's picked off to Jones, who's able to cover it up.
A nice try there. Good forecheck, Smith. Kruger to get the puck to Brandon Bollig. Well, during each Blackhawks game, visit the homepage of ChicagoBlackhawks.com and click on the BMO Harris Bank Ice Tracker to monitor the game from your computer and mobile device. With real-time stats, play-by-play, and photos, visit ChicagoBlackhawks.com for more information.
There's Ben Smith. Rolled away from him, and the Kings clear. Nicholas Chalmerson put it on the stick of Oduya. Now Smith. This game has gone along. The Hawks have, with the last change, been working the Kruger line against the Kopitar line. And so far so good, but still lots of time left in the third. Here's Chalmerson. Kruger spinning. Cleared it in behind on King. Bollig working the board. Brandon Bollig. Left it for Marcus Kruger, then Smith. Put it in front of Kruger. Oh, and he just had it poke checked away as he was trying to execute a stop shot. Kings dump it the other way. Seabrook to Toews. That was nearly picked off, and the Hawks get out. Here comes Hossa for Toews. He drives. Now with a wraparound. And a save by Jones. just got to the far post in time. Williams checked in behind by the captain. Well, finally, Williams got it out. And it's taken by Seabrook. Here comes Hossa. Well, a wrist shot soaked up by Jones.
An opportunity for Jonathan Toews going wide and reaches around. And what a stop. Boy, that was awfully close, Pat, to going over the line. And you see the big left pad of Martin Jones come all the way over and deny Jonathan Toews. And there's one of those situations, Pat, with the shallower nets. There you see Jonathan Toews going to school on the monitor. Inside, in between the benches, they're talking to Jason LaBarbera. With the shallower nets, more room in behind to make plays. Force the goaltender move over a little quicker. And well, I got a discussion right in front of the LA Kings bench.
I don't think the officials were happy with a change, a late change made by Daryl Sutter. See Mike Richards heading back to the bench. But we're back to the play as the Kings get the draw. Nolan got it out of there. Alan Fraser put it deep for Leddy. 5 minutes gone by here in the third. Now Leddy goes across to Kane. Has to dump this one. 2 Kings converging on him. And Voinov, time to take a look. Fired it beyond everybody. Missing Nolan down all the way for icing King.
Well, time now for our GMC professional grade saves. Go back to the second period. About 6.5 minutes left to go. Dustin Brown, great save there by Antti Raanta. Draws a penalty shot. Brown comes in, tries to shoot, and the blocker save from Antti Raanta.
Faceoff went Shaw, but Bickle's shot was blocked. Now Saad for Shaw. The shot, big save by Jones. Oh, he made a second save. Martin Jones. Terrific twice against Andrew Shaw.
Talked about how good Andrew Shaw's been here tonight, Pat, especially on the physical side, and defensively here he gets a couple of outstanding chances. What a pass from Brandon Saad. First chance, right pad save. Second one. He actually catches this one, Pat, off the inside of the blocker. Watch this save. He doesn't get it with the blocker. He gets it with the inside of that big blocker. Right there. Oh, it's the pad. By mistake. It hits him on the pad. So 2 right pad saves. That first replay looked like it hit him in the blocker on the inside. Well, what chance is there for Andrew Shaw?
Who now wins a draw to Leddy. Then Bickle. He couldn't get that through. Leddy getting back.
Jones looks so effortless, Pat, in that net. I mean, it just seems very much in control is probably the way to describe it.
And really has done well. I mean, like we just saw a rebound there, but that's been a rarity. Right. I mean, not a lot of second chance opportunities. I mean, this guy has played 9 games in the NHL leading into tonight. He's given up nothing or 1 goal against in 5 of those 9 games. I mean, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
Regeer checked, now lost it. Here's Patrick Sharp. Toews in on Regeer. Toews centered. Hossa, good shot blocked by Doughty. And then Nolan able to hack it back the other way. And the Kings have not been reluctant to ice the puck, especially here in the third. I mean, they get a little trouble. They'll just fire it down.
A little bit of a push here by the Hawks after the 2 chances for Andrew Shaw. Good cycle down low with Toews and Sharp, and Hossa being the trigger man. And you called it, Pat, a good shot block there from Drew Doughty.
Regeer bounce it back the other way. This is going to get on to Raanta, so no icing. Muzzin and Sharp gets together, or Taves rather, in a big collision. Muzzin put it across, held in Hjalmarsson. For Taves, who's well covered by Green. Now they want Hossa. Marian Hossa trying to muscle his way in front. Could not. And finally the Kings Kopitar will scoop it back ahead. Here's Jeff Carter. Put it into the middle. Muzzin's up the ice. He shoots. Good save by Runta. Through a partial tip attempt by Nolan. Or I should say by King. Back come the Kings, and a center attempt broken up by Oduya.
Good play there. Carter was in all alone.
Here's a long shot by Mitchell, missing the net. Hacked free by Oduya, and Shaw's bank pass finds Saad. He rolled it toward the middle. Shaw chasing. Couldn't get there on Voinov. And inside, ahead for Marcus Kruger. Kruger pulling up, tried to center. It's taken by Kane. His shot and a save by Jones. Kane then dropped it back to Seabrook. A long wrister missed the net. Keith pinching to keep it in. Now Kruger looked to slip it in front. Jones picked it off. He will cover it up with 8 minutes gone by in the third period. The only goal from Brandon Saad, and it's been held up so far by Antti Ranta.
Time now for our KFC fan cam. That's right. Sharing the popcorn. We love it. 2 for me, 1 for you. 2 for me. I think that's the finish flag right there.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. All right. 2013. It's in the rearview mirror almost.
All right, the Kings Lewis still looking for his first goal of the year. Not get away from Roosevelt. Roosevelt, good work out of the corner. Now Leddy moves forward, forced to circle. Here's Kruger looking to Kane. In deep side.
A little different look here,
yes. Pat. Bill Quenneville looking for, he'll do this when he's not generating the offense he is looking for. He'll change up some of the lines, and that's happening here. You've got Kruger, Saad, and Kane on the ice. Doughty for the Kings. Cleared it ahead. Lewis. That is pocket picked by Roosevelt.
Nice play by Roosevelt. Easy play, though, with Trevor Lewis trying to get fancy there, and Roosevelt, good position, stick on the ice, and stole the puck.
The normal first line stays together here with the Taves, Sharp, and Hossa still together. Sharp from the corner, checked by Mitchell. Oh, the Kings able to jam it free. Carter chipped it loose. Here comes Kopitar into the zone. Kopitar looking to center, picked off Oduya to Hjalmarsson. And a good backhand pass to Sharp. He looks ahead for Taves. He's going to get to the goal. Taves right it. A clothesline. That's going to be a penalty shot. Oh, no. He's not. He's indicating a minor penalty, Don Van Masten. Oh, sorry. That's referee Kowal. Tom Kowal. Oh, my goodness. How that's not a penalty shot, I'd love to hear his explanation for that.
Yeah, Pat, we talked about this the other night in St. Louis, and Jonathan Taves in. Jeff Carter takes away a scoring chance. 57.3. A player in a neutral or attacking zone in control of the puck and having the opportunity at a quality scoring chance. The infraction must have taken place in the offensive zone. Check. The infraction must have been committed from behind. Check. The player in possession and control of the puck in the judgment of the referee would have obtained possession control, having had no player in between him and the goalkeeper. Check. Wow. Now I'm really confused.
I don't think you're confused at all. I think Tom Kowal got confused. Here's Kane on the Hawks power play. Down low to Toews. Shaw in front of the net. The pass here deflects. Winds up with Shaw in behind. He'll spin it loose to Keith. Whose pass is finally captured by Kane. Still looking for his first point of the night. Kane's going to take a look from the top of the ring. Drop it to Keith. He'll go across to Sharp, whose pass was too hot to handle. Kane now. Keith with Shaw at the front of the net. Here's Sharp. A blasted goal! No goal, they say. The goal is waved off by referee Cowell. He's going to call it was a high stick that redirected the initial shot, and it's still only 1-0.
Well, this puck was on edge, Pat, when Patrick Sharp shot it. Again, the call on the ice was no goal. Stick up top. It looks like from that level there, Andrew Shaw, his stick is above the height of the crossbar. Again, from that look, here, you can't really tell. Like, you can't really tell from that vantage point. But the camera behind Martin Jones, the goaltender, right here, you see the height? There it is up top. You see the stick up high? Yes, clearly. Because you see the helmet of the goaltender, the mask up above the crossbar. Contact made. Right call on the ice. From my vantage point.
No, I couldn't agree more. I believe you're right. I think he was right. That's still going to be 1-0. They are going to obviously go over that in the war room in Toronto and look at every angle they can pick up. But with the call on the ice being no goal, you must have definitive proof, definitive video evidence that the puck was contacted by the stick below crossbar level. Here's the call.
On video review, it's confirmed the stick was above the crossbar. It's no goal.
That's the right call, and we'll take one more peek.
Again, up in this area here, you see the height of the crossbar going straight across here. The stick, the contact, it's where the contact is. Doesn't necessarily mean if the stick starts up here, Pat, and he gets it to the height of the crossbar, then that's where you have that tougher decision. But there, clearly, you see the contact above the height of the crossbar.
Hawks bring the second power play unit on here for this last minute 20. And Green knocked away Mitchell, could not get it past Seabrook. Kane rolled it to Hossa. Back to Patrick Kane. He tees it up, lets it go. Save Jones through a screen provided by Saad. And now the Kings able to get it out.
Kane getting double shifted here on this power play.
Hossa sends it deep. Regeer back. Now 5 are battling in the corner. Kings win the puck.
Yeah, unfortunately, the extra guy was a guy in white jersey, Pat. Hawks have the extra man on the ice. Kane was already on the other side of the ice. 3 against 2. I like my chances. And LA won that battle.
Here's a dump in from Leddy. Doughty had it hacked loose. Regeer in the corner. Puck taken away, but it goes right to Richards, and Brown has plenty of time. Dustin Brown trying to dance. Now the puck escaped him, and good lift to the stick by Toews, who looks to counterattack. Penalty over. Both teams full strength. Toews for an open. Sharp around one man, but not the second. Some traffic in the middle of the ice. And the Kings able to send it back. So, boy, there have been 2 great penalty kills turned in by the Kings. This one midway in the third. There was a great one early in the second. And so they're down still just by 1. They're going to be icing Chicago here with a whistle.
Well, here's that opportunity on Martin Jones. Shot from Patrick Kane. Rebound there. Willie Mitchell doing a good job of tying up the stick. Brandon Saad in front of the net. Something to keep an eye on here, Pat. Michael Roosevelt's been out here a while. Let's keep an eye on this. The face-off to the right of Ranta.
Which Smith goes in for against Stoll. And the loose puck finally to the Hawks. And Roosevelt has to turn right back with Oduya at the moment. Roosevelt looking for Bolick. He tapped it ahead. This is going to be icing again. So again, the two Hawks defensemen that were heading for the bench have to remain.
Well, time now for our ANA Airlines upcoming schedule. The first game of 2014. Might be a trivia question, partner, in about 10 years. Remember that. Write it down. Or email yourself.
Make a note of that. Note to self. Do I have to walk around with a little yellow ribbon around my finger for the next 10 years? Here's Smith. Hit hard, but fights his way up the boards. Regeer delivered the blow. But the Kings now get the puck back, and it's cleared to center ice. Now jumped away. Kopitar racing in on Oduya, who dives. Prevented a shot. Kopitar still has it, though. Now taken by Doughty. Quick shot. Good blocker save by Runta. Doughty got a lot on that wrister. Now it's taken by Doughty again. Lets it go. Good block out in front of Oduya. And the Hawks finally come away. Smith will get it in and get off. All five. Blackhawks needed a change there.
What a shift there for Johnny Oduya. Thank you very much. Outstanding work.
Seabrook around for Kane, who touched it loose. Here comes Versteeg. Chris Versteeg to Michael Handzus, who tried a wrist shot that went wide. Brown the other way for LA. Dustin Brown moving in on Seabrook. Around him to the goal. It was poked away by Runta, I believe, with a goal stick poke check. Back comes Kane. Patrick Kane for Michael Handzus. Put it in front. Good stick there from Voinov. Getting back against Seabrook. Now Kane with some offensive zone pressure. The puck jammed back to Leddy. But taken away then by Williams.
Game's kind of opened up here a little bit, Pat.
Clifford for Los Angeles. Rubbed off on the boards, but Frazier got it back. He was checked right away by Roosevelt. And Chicago's Leddy. Banks it ahead. Versteeg threw it into LA ice. Jake Muzzin nearly had a problem, but they're able to clear it. Bickle muscles back in, able to shield one guy away, but not the second. And now a lead pass. A chance for Clifford. He gets to the goal. Chris Clifford. Poke check, Keith. Duncan Keith. It looked like the Hawks were going to give up a breakaway. And Keith, scurrying from behind, allowed no shot. A steal here. Hossa looks for Taves. Jonathan Taves centered it here. Sharper shot. He missed the net. Held in Oduya. Now it's in behind Mitchell. Finally the Kings able to get it back. Willie Mitchell. There's sandwich in behind. Take away by Sharp. Oh, and Jones cut across. What a move post to post by Martin Jones to keep his team within one. Loose puck in front. Here's a drive. Taves missed the net.
Good push here.
Great shift for this line that entered the shit with 12 shots on goal between them.
This was after, Pat, the great defensive play that you pointed out that Duncan Keith made on Kyle Clifford. I mean, every night it just seems like an unbelievable play is being made by Two Red.
Crowd coming to life here with a Let's Go Hawks chant. As Doughty threw it ahead. Carter's pass picked up. Here's Kopitar's shot. And a block. It deflects out of play. Oh, another near miss for the LA Kings, and they had one a moment ago. Denied by Norris Trophy candidate Duncan Keith. Denying what should have been a breakaway for Kyle Clifford. Nothing happened. Welcome back. We told you earlier it would happen. It's now time for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
And the lone goal of the game. Duncan Keith to Brian Bickle to Brandon Saad. Goes top shelf on Martin Jones. And right before the play from Keith, Pat, Andrew Shaw, he'd be one of my stars tonight. He made a big hit along the play on Jake Muzzin, the defenseman that would have been back on that 2-on-1 play. An all-around great play by the Hawks there, and a lone goal to this point.
Smith can't find it. Kruger there to help. Ben Smith put it into LA territory. Here's Jake Muzzin. Put it on the stick of Anze Kopitar, their leading scorer. He could not flip it forward. He wanted to get it to Carter. Didn't happen. And the Hawks change him up as Smith fires a long shot that's blockered out of play by Jones.
Well, now for the Hawks. I'm sure the message is coming from the coaches and the guys on that bench, Pat. The blue lines become so important. You got to get the puck out at your blue line, and the puck's got to get in at the far blue line. Can't turn the puck over there. Chip it in, go get it. Can't make any hope plays in the middle of the ice at the blue lines, because usually those come right back the other way.
Versteeg tried a shot that was up high. Versteeg put it into LA territory.
That's the right idea. Bad bounce, with the right idea by Chris Versteeg.
Kane pounds it around. Going off a funny hop, he was able to get there the second time, and now the puck cleared up the boards. A great keep by Seabrook. Going off will come this way, taken by Williams. He couldn't advance it. Gets a second chance, and Justin Williams dropped it back. Mitchell. And the Kings could not get it deep. LA changing on the play. Hawks yelling from the bench about too many men, but we play on, and that puck winds up out of play with 2.5 remaining in regulation time. A goal 7 minutes into the game, the only one. That scored by Brandon Saad. 2.5 minutes remaining in regulation time, and you see what's on the line for Patrick Kane. His second multi-game point streak of the year, now standing at 14. But held off on the score sheet so far tonight. Likely to get another shift or two before this one ends.
I would anticipate the Kings getting their goaltender out for the extra attacker at some point here, Pat, if the score remains the same.
Pass was intended for Hossa. He was put down to the deck. So we play on. Jones nearly turned it over, then did. But going off out of the corner. And here come the Kings. A bouncing puck handled by Raanta. That looked like it was intentional by Dwight King. Just flipped and tried to bounce into Raanta as the Kings look for some sort of answer against the Hawks goalie.
Yeah, I would anticipate, Pat, that right before this happened, as the puck might have went on edge for King right before he decided to do that, and made it easy for him to get that puck on edge and then go ahead to throw it on there, and a difficult stop there for Raanta with that bouncing puck.
They get the Kopitar line for LA, the Kruger line for Chicago. Smith in for the draw. They lock one another up. There's a 50-50 puck that Marcus Kruger came up with. So the Hawks able to put it in there offensively. And a big hit by Bollig. He took a run at Drew Doughty. He was very slow to get up. They continue to battle in the corner. Hawks win the puck. Here's Oduya, long shot. Soaked up by Jones, and he hangs on to it. You can see Drew Doughty still is trying to shake things off.
Yeah, that was one of those where he hits him almost right in the center of the back there, Pat. But he caught him, I think, just at the last second on the shoulder. Now that replay looks like it was more in the center of the back.
I think, Drew Doughty's got to be here. He went to ask the official about why no whistle, and hard to blame him.
It's one of those, Pat, where a player goes straight into the boards like that. I mean, you can't put yourself in that position. You got to be able to get those shoulders a little bit more square so you're on an angle to protect yourself. and not allow that player to hit you in the center of the numbers.
All right, we get down to 90 seconds remaining in regulation. Kings able to get it in. Now Seabrook goes up the middle. Taves tapped it, loosed it. He gets a second chance to clear it ahead. It bounced to Sharp, and the puck was rolling every which way on him. Well, let's play a little keep away here. Change the lines quickly. Seabrook able to buy some time while that happens. Keith sends it in. It bounces to Jones. He's going to take a whistle with 60 seconds remaining.
You got Kruger, Bolig, and Kane on the ice.
Well, that's interesting as Joel Quenneville throws Kane out there with two other members of the fourth line. And the Kopitar line, as you would expect, out there for LA.
And the extra attacker, the Hawks aren't able to keep sustained pressure. Extra attacker will be coming for the Kings with Jones headed to the bench.
All right, Kopitar rolled it loose. There's Muzzin putting it in. There goes Jones to the bench. 6 attackers LA. This puck deflecting over the glass, out of play. With 45 to go, this will be a draw back in the neutral zone, so Jones going to have to come back in the game.
And face-off will be right in front of the Blackhawk bench.
Going to keep Jones right between the blue line and his goal line, so trying to get him to the bench as fast as they can. And now here's the draw. Pulled back by the Hawks, Kruger, so Jones has to stay out for now. Now Doughty put it ahead. There goes Jones. 6 attackers LA. Kane picked up a loose puck, able to hoist a backhander out with half a minute remaining. Here's Carter. He'll bounce it deep. Chalmerson bounced it up the boards. And you lose. Muzzin gets out. 20 left. Kopitar rolled it ahead. Here they come. Brown could not get rid of a shot. Then Richards looks to center, picked off by a skidding Hanzus. Rolls to the corner, 7. Now the Hawks win the battle. Cleared up the boards. Taves couldn't get it out. Last chance, and it deflects wide. Hawks win. Antti Ranta, his first ever NHL shutout in his 10th league game. He stops all 26 shots on goal that he faced, including a penalty shot.
Oh, high fives all around. Brent Seabrook went right for that puck pad on the ice. To give that to Antti Ranta for that first career shutout. And a real good, solid bounce-back game after a tough loss the other night in St. Louis.
And a heck of a win against a team that we've told you several times is a good team. But the Kings have never lost until tonight, have never lost 3 straight games this season. It has now happened.
Happy New Year, partner.
Likewise, and to all of our great Blackhawks viewers, please enjoy the night, but be safe in what you're doing, and we look forward to seeing you all back with us when the Hawks begin the 2014 portion of the schedule out on the East Coast. All right, let's check out the 3-star selection.
Tonight's 3 stars of the game, brought to you by Bud Light. The number 3 star of the game from Los Angeles, number 31, Martin Jones. The number 2 star of the game from the Blackhawks with his 36th assist of the season, number 2, Duncan Keith. And the number 1 star of the game from the Blackhawks, making 26 saves and earning his first NHL shutout, number 31, Antti Ranta. your attention to the Blackhawks bench where Chris Bowden is with Duncan Keith.
Duncan, 17 goals in the previous 3 games. Describe what tonight's game was like, how different it was, and what a battle it was.
Yeah, it was tough. Obviously, LA is a great team and a lot tighter checking tonight. So I thought we did a good job of keeping it simple and just sticking with it the whole game.
Tell me a little bit about this goalie. He's got quite a celebration out there, too.
I know. He's pretty happy. We got to get more shutouts for him, more celebrations like that. I like that.
How good has he been, though? And has it surprised you at all from what you knew about him coming in?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think we knew a whole lot about him, but obviously I think we got a great scouting staff and management that can find those type of players. So he's come in and done a great job, and I think he's surprised us players about how well he's played. He made a lot of big saves on that great save tonight against Brown in the penalty shot, so we're happy we have him.
Finally, between the last couple of games that you played, teams that will probably be down there in the thick and thin in the Western Conference race, how big of a test have these last 2 games been against the Blues and the Kings here?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a tough game tonight and last couple days ago against St. Louis. They're both great teams and have a lot of great players, so just stick with it throughout the season and keep battling, and you never know, maybe we'll meet those guys in playoffs.
Thanks for doing this. Happy New Year.
All right, you too. Thanks.
All right, Duncan Keith, your number 2 star of the game.
All right, thanks, Duncan. Thanks, Chris. Our Lexus Pursuing Perfection player of the game is that man. You want the definition of a happy human? Just take a look. He is an exuberant young fella, and why not? A 28-save whitewash of a good club, the LA Kings. Our Lexus Pursuing Perfection player of the game, Antti Ranta. For our terrific CSN crew and Freddie Olczyk, Pat Foley, hoping you enjoyed the broadcast. We know you enjoyed the outcome. The Blackhawks shut out the LA Kings 1-0. Stay with us. Luke and Steve are in the studio ready for the Hawk Ford post-game show, sponsored by the great John Crane. Enjoy it, boys. We'll see you later, and Happy New Year to one and all.